So a lot of you guys have been asking me how I have updated franchise free agency rosters and then how I also start in the offseason. As you can tell, Derrick Henry is on the Ravens. I do have the updated rosters. That's just one way of showing you. But I'm going to show you guys how you can start, not necessarily start, but be in the offseason with updated rosters. So I typically simulate to the offseason, but I try to ballpark the correct draft order. So for instance, you're going to go to create a new league. Don't use the preseason roster. Use active roster for offline. This does not work online. Unfortunately, EA never does their job. But if this video does help you, make sure you like and or subscribe while this thing is loading. I had to say that. But for now, just pick whatever team you want. Sure, I'll go with the Ravens and Derrick Henry. Scroll down all the way to the bottom. And I'm just going to turn off. You don't have to do this. I'm personally going to turn off tutorial pop-ups because they just piss me off. I hate it. And sure, just turn these on. Why not? Anyways, we're going to start the league now, and it will be in the preseason. A lot of you guys will be like, oh, well, I'm not starting in the regular season. Sorry, I'm not God, and I don't work at EA. I can't magically make it happen because EA never does their job. So apart from this, you're in season 2023. You would just simulate to the off season here or just to the draft. You simulate to the off season, go through the re-signings. Then once you go through the re-signings, you adjust the roster how you like, and then simulate past free agency to the draft while also importing draft classes. But to get the right draft pick, the Ravens were what? You would have to force it all the way to the conference championship. So if the Ravens, you can make them go 17-0, and then in the playoffs, you can force these wins and losses, homes and away. So if it says at the Chargers right here, you would have to force the away win because you're the away team here. So that would give you the win. You force these to the correct record, and it should give you the ballpark of the correct draft order. It won't always give you the correct draft order, but you just want to get your team's correct draft order. Then everything else is going to be randomly distributed. And for those guys saying, oh, well, it's not going to be the right draft order, the players won't be on the right teams. Other than Caleb Williams to the Bears, like the AI is really stupid and will probably take Dallas Turner #1 overall. It does it all the time. I've seen in so many simulations. I've seen Joe Alt go at #1 overall pick. So it doesn't matter if you even have the correct draft order because the AI is stupid and randomly distributes the players regardless. Like I see Rome Odunze fall to the 3rd round in plenty of the simulations. But for now, I'm not going to force any wins or anything. I'm just going to move in to like the off season here and then see what I have. So now I'm in the offseason. The Ravens finished 13-4. I think that's actually what they finished in real life, so that would be pretty sick. I didn't force the wins in the playoffs. You would have to force the wins in the playoffs to get the exact right draft order for this specific team. Well, it won't even give you the exact right because, again, EA won't even let you pick the draft order, which is crazy to me. But here, you would go to choose a draft class, you would import your local file or download it from Madden Share, and then you would import the draft class, and then you pick from there. And again, it really doesn't matter your draft order because the AI will just choose the stupidest players, and it will be randomized either way. And in my videos, I'm going to be real, I try not to show my draft order or my draft class, so that way I don't get comments cherry picking things saying, oh, well, Vikk, you didn't have the right draft order. This is an unrealistic simulation. And they just like go crazy over absolutely nothing. So that's what I do for my videos, and then I simulate, of course, to the draft. I didn't even mean to click on this. They have mock drafts for this as well. So I try to simulate to the draft, and then once I simulate to the draft, I try and ballpark who I think the team would take from there, and then after that, I start my simulation from the draft with the updated roster, with the updated player. And unfortunately in Madden, you can't do anything about the contracts. So this is where you would re-sign the players. You can't adjust the contracts before you start in the simulation. Like you can't give Baker or Mike Evans his extension. So you would have to re-sign them in the players ready to negotiate here tab. So like for example, Justin Madubuike got a real life signing and you can't adjust his contract before you start the franchise. You can't do any of that. Odafe away, all this. You would have to re-sign who you think the Ravens will re-sign or currently did re-sign and then move into the draft. So, yeah. So here's an example. I'm going to go to edit rosters. Derrick Henry, he had like a 2-year contract with the Ravens. So we're going to go to here, go to edit player. And whenever I edit the player from my roster, contract info, I can't do anything. It's literally blanked out my abilities, my attributes. I can change all this stuff, my abilities. I can't even change any of this contract info. I can't change any of it. It's a 2-year deal in real life. It's adjusted money. I can't do anything about that. Same thing with like Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. They got extensions in real life. And once again, I can't do anything about the contracts. So 1 year, when in real life he got a 2-year, or I don't even know, he might have even gotten more than that. But way more money in real life, and I can't adjust these contracts because it's EA and they won't update it for you, and they won't even let the players update it. And the reason that they do this, I know it sounds like I'm just yapping, but the reason why they do this is so that way it incentivizes you to buy the next game, so that way everything's correct, updated, yada yada yada, so that way you can spend another $70 on their dog shit game. But this is just Madden. That's how I ballpark it in my Madden rebuilds. I'm trying to keep it real. I can't perfect it. Nobody can perfect it. Nobody can get the contracts exactly right. Nobody can get exactly the draft order right. If you want to get the exact draft order right, you would have to go through each and every team and force the exact wins and exact losses. And if you slip up and miss one of those, you can get the whole draft order wrong, and it won't even matter because the AI would just be like, instead of taking Caleb Williams at the #1 pick after the Bears just traded Justin Fields, let's go Dallas Turner. It happens all the time. It's really, really stupid. But unfortunately, guys, that is how I do it in my videos. Yes, I said unfortunately because there's no surefire way to get it perfect because, again, it's a way for EA to incentivize you to buy another $70 game that they force you to buy because they own the NFL market. Thankfully, their contract, though, ends in 2025, and hopefully the NFL doesn't re-sign them to their exclusive deal, and it's open market for other franchises to come in. Well, not franchises, but game developers to come in and actually make a proper game. But apart from that, guys, thank you guys all for watching. Sorry if it was just a yap session for a tutorial, but that's how I usually ballpark my videos. And apart from that, I'll see you guys all in the next one.